It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Boat. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, January 5th, 2024, and we are coming to you live. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good. A little chilly.
Is it cold out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Man, the heat was unstrung in this room. I walked in and I was like, oh, should I be in a towel right now? Jesus.
Hot.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I will tell you that it has become completely impossible for me to do anything during the week at night and wake up being happy and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I hated being out last night at all. We were out at the Corona Cigar Bar and we had a great time. I have some recording from my performance. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, all right.
Oh, that's not true.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the smoke was so bad. The lights were, and I don't mean smoke so bad like for the place. For a cigar bar, it was great, but being up on that stage and everybody blowing smoke at you and the lights, I was so thrown off and so discombobulated.
The stage was rickety, Michael.
The stage was rickety.
Oh,
As
you-
Bobby said, you were standing up there on a Triscuit.
Yeah. You mean the poker table? That
Yeah.
somebody-
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's one of those, like, folding tables that they set up if you have a big family gathering or something
jeez.
from 1940s. Yeah, it was like...
I could not keep my thoughts together. I came out of the gate. I was like, oh, okay, good crowd. I'm feeling good. And then I was like, and I just started losing it. And I was like, all right, I'm done.
You should have been up there smoking a bat while you're doing your set.
Jesus. A couple of guys gave me cigars last night, and I wanted to just, after I left, I wanted to just throw them out. I didn't smoke anything. I didn't do it. Just the actual smoke of being up there and being in it just made me, I thought I was going to have a panic attack.
You didn't
However-
have smoke over there because you were just breathing it
It
in.
was,
anyways.
I mean, it was like 100 people smoke.
So there is smoke at the cigar bar.
No, but you know what's so weird, Gio, is that when I got off the stage and I walked away from the people, it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's being in the building, the filtration system in the building is actually really good.
But it's still a cigar bar.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, yeah.
And if you're standing there and 100 people are sitting in front of you blowing smoke at you, that's a different story.
Right.
But I actually had a great time, though. I didn't care. I thought Bobby was so funny. I thought Tara was funny. I thought the whole thing was just a really good time. Look, it's something that they're starting to do. They're trying to find another spot to do comedy and to do them around the, to incorporate comedy into the cigar, world. And for comedians who smoke, it was actually a pretty good idea. I thought I really liked it. There was, of course, a fat heckler. There was, dude. There was a guy who was talking to me while I was on stage as if we were just he and I. And
I never understand that.
He was
It's
drunk.
wild.
I
He was
never
drunk.
understand. Even if you're drunk,
Yeah.
I never get that.
Yeah, it's. I heard people talking back and saying things, and I'm like, Bobby is a professional comedian who has been doing this for 30-some
Yeah.
years, maybe more. He doesn't need your help.
Are you sure?
He's doing fine by himself. Like, he thought of whatever you're saying and said, that's not funny enough to put in my act,
Right.
so I'm not going to
I
say
don't
that.
need you to say it.
But you're saying it like he's going to go, yes, you should come on the road with me.
Yeah.
You're the best. We
I would-
found him.
I went to go see, not by choice, who's the guy?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of his name. but
Yeah, well, in the 90s, he was at the Coconut Grove Improv on New Year's Eve, and that's what we decided to do for New Year's Eve. We didn't know. I think, you want to know something funny? I think Kathleen Madigan opened for him.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, so we went to go see that guy, and the guy next to me is just talking to him the whole time, like yelling things, talking to him, answering his questions, and the security comes over and they lean down to the guy and they go, "You can't." He goes, "I'm just helping him."
yeah.
Helping.
help
Like,
him. Yeah.
he was, "I'm just trying to help," and he's like, "Nobody wants your help." The guy really thought he was helping, like he was doing a good deal. Anyway, but overall, it was a good night. Bobby's always funny. He was great to watch, and also in a situation like that, when you have a professional comedian like Bobby, even though it's a cigar bar and there's half the crowd that's usually at, he didn't half-ass do it. He did a
Yeah.
great full set, and he was hilarious.
It was so good.
When he said to a guy, every show that we go to that I watch him do comedy, I hear something new. He looks at a guy and he goes, "This guy's a man." He goes, "This guy's a man's man." He goes, "Look at his hands. He's got all thumbs. He'll open every jar." And then he goes to this other guy. He goes, "You, I can't tell what you are." He goes, "I don't know if you shoot guns or make your own soap."
Yeah.
It was good. But the fat guy who who was heckling, when I was watching Bobby, he got up and he went to the bathroom. And when he got to the bathroom, there was a big commotion, a wave of people following him, including a police officer. And I looked at him, and my son was there. My son looked at me. He's like, I don't know what's going on. Then he went in the bathroom, and they were waiting outside the bathroom. So I think they thought this was a good opportunity to just shove him out the door. But then I saw the bathroom door open, and he was laying on the floor. And I
Yeah.
went, oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. If you're laying on the bathroom floor in a bar,
Yeah.
you've given up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Usually I just sit on the bowl and go to sleep. But if you're laying on the floor, it's over.
By the way, that's who I expected at a cigar bar.
Yeah.
Is that guy.
Yeah.
Fat. I'm Italian. You
Oh.
don't need
Yeah.
to tell us. You don't need to tell us you're Italian. We already know. And I'm going to talk back. But hey, I'm part of the show.
It's weird that, like, I understand that you can't get good Chinese food down here, and you can't get good. I mean, I know there's a couple of exceptions to all of this. The pizza's not the same as it is, but there's plenty of places with good pizza. I don't like when people move down here from New York and then try to relate to me, and they're like, "Yeah, you can't get the food like they get." Yeah, you can. There's a bunch of good places down here. Relax, buddy.
Also, go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you loved it so much,
Yeah.
if it's your favorite thing that you talk about in every conversation you have, you know how you got down here? Reverse it.
Yeah.
Go back.
And Mike, you've been down here like longer than you lived in New York, right?
Right. And when
Yeah.
I moved down here and moved to Newport Richey in 1989, there was nothing.
Right.
The Chili's was the highlight of Newport Richey. Gio, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There was the Chili's. There was the two movie theaters.
The
one
Gulfview Square Mall.
Gulfview Square Mall, which was the hotspot. Gulfview Square Mall, which looks currently like all malls from Kevin Smith movies.
Yeah.
It was awful. But that was life. I didn't complain about it. It was a better life than I had in New York. I can tell you that.
Mazzaro's was when we first got good Italian down here.
Yeah, I moved to Miami for a little while, and I read in the paper because there was no Google yet where the Italian market was, and it turned out it was right near a good record store. So once a week, I would drive to the good record store and the Italian market, and I'd pick up a couple of things. You'll find it. What do you think the Asians are doing when the Asians are here from another country and they find that one Asian market, and you're like, who goes in there? And the Jamaican market, you're like, who's buying the Southern Caribbean food? Yeah, just people who are looking to have stuff from their
Yeah.
old country. But I follow MJ on Twitter, and I told you he and I were in Japan at the same. He evidently has been there a lot, and he's constantly posting things where he's got to go to the Asian store and buy the rice that he had in
Yeah.
Japan. Like he knows where to find the good stuff.
Well, they are opening that new Asian market. I think it's in Tampa, but it's supposed to be like one of the biggest markets in,
Oh,
in the
really?
city. Yeah, yeah.
We listen. If anything we learned from the Hard Rock is that there is a large Asian community here that is underserved. Because when the Hard Rock first opened, the Hard Rock cafe-ish type time, when it really expanded, it opened strong with the slot machines and the gambling and all that stuff. That's when all of a sudden this huge Asian market came out of nowhere. No one ever catered towards the Asians in this town. And then after being at the Hard Rock and seeing them together, you're like, they're completely underserved. There's a whole section now of restaurants of just Asian food, and it's constantly a line over
Yeah.
there.
But it's also because Asians invented every gambling game.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's true.
Is it really?
I mean, the majority of gambling games were invented by Asians.
Awesome.
Texas Hold'em?
Well, no, Hold'em, and then they moved it to Texas.
It used to be Hong Kong Hold'em. They've changed it up at the last second. I just thought of something. So she's got something to do. My daughter is having a sleepover tonight. It might be a good opportunity for me and my wife to go to the Hard Rock, like in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
No,
I gotta tell you, I thought about it yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought about it. No, I thought about going over to the Hard Rock yesterday during the day. I'm like, just like sneak over there
Yeah.
during Thursday, get in there, maybe get a table with just me and the dealer.
Joey said to me, the betting is so hard because it's like they know what the line. I go, yeah, that's the whole point, you idiot. You just because you know football doesn't mean you're going to pick well. It's because last night I did a 14 parlay on hockey, which were all pretty much gimmies. They were pretty easy.
Yeah.
And
I did the Lightning and the Avalanche, and I won.
well, I went. I didn't even go to Lightning because Lightning confused me.
Yeah.
One day we're good, one day we're bad. But there was one game, I think it was the Canadians, that should have been an easy win, and every other team won except the Canadians. I'm like, come on, the one easy one is the one that I lost.
I've been taking the overs because like you said yesterday, the scores are so close.
Yeah.
So I did the yesterday, like one. You get 1.5. It's easy.
It's difficult, but I feel like, don't worry, I'm almost there. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get it.
As
Yeah.
soon as I have one good day, I'm like, this is so easy.
Yeah.
This weekend, I guarantee I'll lose my ass.
Yeah,
For
I'm gonna-
football.
Because playoff football now, you got some teams that are locked in that are
Right.
pull-up
Yeah.
players, and you got some teams fighting for their life. So it's really hard either way.
It'll be a weird week.
Yeah, I have to. I'm going to spend a lot of time just chilling because you got Saturday and Sunday football this weekend.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that'll be fun. I'm going down to the Clearwater and just chilling out down there. I need a good relaxing weekend after my 2 weeks off. All right, 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025 with the phone numbers if you'd like to be part of the show. Spanish, I was going to ask you about this, and I saw it in the prep this morning. There's 2 privatized companies that are planning on going to the moon.
That's correct, Michael.
For what is what the answer is. I didn't
Jeez.
read the article, but I want to know, like I remember George Bush, the second one, the son said it was going to be a priority to go to the moon, and I went, why? We already been to the moon. What are we doing
Yeah.
there? And I didn't really understand at the time what we could be doing, and then he never got there, and then no other president after him was able to get that. If we went to the moon for reals, why aren't we doing like junkets back and forth? And are we though? Is there that whole village up there that on the other side?
So they say, yes, we have been going to and fro from the moon, but we just haven't
Well,
been
but
telling anybody.
We don't know half the time what the space shuttle did.
Correct.
It was like every other. What used to be in the 80s when the space shuttle took off, it was a big thing. Everybody gathered around the TV and we watched the space shuttle, especially after the one blew up. And my whole theory when I don't know what year that was, but I had to be like in like maybe 8th grade, freshman in high school, 14 or so. My theory was that they blew it up on purpose because people weren't paying attention to the space shuttle anymore.
Not a bad theory.
I thought they needed like Apollo 13. By the time the Apollo 13 went up, nobody cared.
Yeah.
There'd been 12 before it, and they were like, yeah, big deal, it's just floating around space. So once 13 went up and it had the problems, the whole world started watching again. So I thought this was a marketing thing. They killed all 7 of those astronauts
Yeah.
just to get people to pay
100%.
attention. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So anyway, if we really went to the moon, why haven't we been back publicly? And if we have been going there, why so secret?
So not only did we never go back, but we also lost all the data that we collected from building the spaceships to going there. So that's
What do you mean we lost it?
They lost it.
Even
NASA
I could
said
recover stuff from my iCloud.
the
It was
officials
all handwritten.
Yeah, the story was there was a couple stories. First, they lost it when they switched data from like the old tape data to digital,
Okay.
and then they said that one of the interns ended up with the tapes and sold it at a garage sale, which I find to be one of the best stories ever in
Well,
American
I heard
history.
that about a sex tape once.
Yeah, so what they're saying is that now they want privatized companies to go because it's going to be much more cost effective for the government. They can probably do more stuff in secret now because everybody's focusing on these companies instead of looking at NASA and what NASA's doing. Because if you remember last year,
But let me ask you this question
Yes.
real quick. If there is, like, I've seen the video where on the dark side of the moon, the side we don't see, there is supposedly like this huge
Cities.
city over
Yeah.
there, which I would imagine is not, habitable. It's probably just a working city, like a power plant or something. But are they not afraid that the private companies will see everything all of a sudden?
so that the conspiracy theory is that the private companies have been working with
all the time.
the whole time, and now they're just finally saying we also would like to build our own technology to go into space.
You should stop saying conspiracy theories and just say theories.
Yeah, it's pretty wild
Conspiracy
now.
theories sound like it's really far-fetched. Theories sound
Yeah.
more legit.
Yeah. Well, and what's even more interesting is you have the whole like energy race around the world, and more companies are building mini nuclear reactors. So
Right.
you'll probably see a lot more companies than just these 2 in the next 5 to 10 years saying they want to go to space and the moon.
I feel like we're behind on the schedule.
It feels like it. Yeah, especially because they've been talking about space hotels for 30 years now.
Yeah.
You know?
I always think like a Morgan Freeman type presidency where they get on, they're going to be like, we have an asteroid coming, but don't worry, we have building a defense shield. Like I feel like something's going to happen one day where they're going to be like, we've had to keep it a secret from public for the last 50 years.
So
We've
you're
been
saying
doing
that it's possible that the government has stuff that we don't know about?
But I just don't know. It's weird. It's weird to say, like, we've been in constant communications with aliens. Yeah, you don't want to say that because you're going to freak every religion out, and people are going to be like, God damn, Scientologists were right, and everybody's going to have a heart attack. What's the harm in saying for the past 50 years we've been operating on the moon to help. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell us?
That would be
What do we
nice.
need to know?
The fact that is, as soon as Trump got in office, he created Space Force.
Yeah.
That tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
That's what I said. He saw an immediate threat.
Yeah.
And he went Space Force. And as silly as it sounded, he was like, "You don't understand. This is what we need."
I was reading some stuff about Elon Musk, and the rumor is that he started Space Force because Elon Musk just kept putting so many satellites around Earth that we're completely surrounded by his private satellites. And that was a big thing where Trump was like, we can't have a private company surrounding the entire globe with their own satellites. We have no idea what they're doing.
Did you see what Elon's doing now?
Yeah.
All the Starlink satellites are being turned on for cell service to connect your phone. So now you can be globally tracked at any time by your phone.
Listen to me. I went on a cruise and I was downloading pictures in the middle of the ocean with the speed of being in my home.
It's great.
It's
Take
great.
my privacy. I don't need it. Just send me packages in 2 days and give me internet everywhere. That's all I need to know.
Whether you love or hate Elon, did you see his little thing with Mark Cuban?
No.
Mark Cuban was saying about they asked him about diversity and I guess Twitter, whatever, and he was like, diversity is good and you should be looking for other places for people to be able to do the job and do this and that, whatever, and talking about Twitter and saying how Elon doesn't do that and he's bad, whatever. And Elon just wrote back, so when should we expect a small Asian or white woman to play for the Mavs?
Yeah.
But it's like, not that.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing because I do believe in diversity and giving everybody a shot and all that stuff. But also, people have said this on the show. How come we don't have any people of color on the show? I don't know. They were not the people that were around when we started the show. Spanish is kind of brown.
Yeah.
Izzy's kind of brown.
By the way,
Carmen
Vivek
likes the brown.
Ramaswamy had the best answer to
I'm
that. Did
Mexican.
you see him whenever they asked him about that? He said, he goes, I'm all for diversity. And so he goes, look at me. Of course I am. How my parents kind of. He goes, but also, don't you want the best person for the job? He goes, it just doesn't make sense to hire somebody just because they're a woman or just because they're a person of color. He goes, they have to be able to do the job. So if the best person happens to be a black woman, that's great. He goes, but don't go out of your way to hire somebody just because.
Yeah.
I do believe if you have Supreme Court justices and you only have a certain amount, and it is an odd, you got 90% of them are white guys. If you have another qualified female or somebody of color, and they're both pretty equal, you should probably mix it up a little bit. I'm not like, I agree, pick the best person for the job, but if they all happen to be pretty good, it might be smart to start mixing it up a little.
That was the thing with Dan Rooney from the Steelers, the owner of the Steelers who passed away, the Rooney rule, where they have to interview people of color.
Yeah.
At least they're getting the foot in the door. They're not saying you have to hire somebody. They say you at least have to interview some people of color, so that you can see who's out there.
Because he was so racist, he didn't want to have any people. Oh no, the other way. No, and it's like there's a couple of people in history who were bold enough to make those moves that they make movies about. Like the guy who made sure Jackie Robinson played. Jackie Robinson was one of the most talented human
Harrison
beings
Ford.
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The NASA
and
women.
what's that?
The NASA
Yeah.
ladies.
That fake story.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's a great movie. Don't take that away from me.
What is that
Spanish.
movie called? What is the name of that movie?
The Help or something?
No, you're almost as racist as Bobby.
Wow.
Wait a second. No, that movie's called. It's not like Moving Parts, but it's one of those
Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
That's it,
Hidden
yeah.
Figures.
I was close.
Or as Shane Gillis says, or as my dad likes to call it, Medea goes to the moon. And he goes, hey, we don't say that. That's not. Oh, it's so funny.
Hidden Figures was a good movie.
Yeah, it was.
It was a good movie.
It was a
and
good fictional movie.
Story.
No,
Yeah.
it was
So is
great.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
There was that section of black women in NASA who but I'm sure that was all exaggerated
Yeah.
for a movie. But it was probably way worse.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever?
And you will not use this toilet.
Have you ever heard? She's not a black woman, but her name. Well, her name's not even Black. Jack Black's mother. Have you heard about her?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
His mother did something.
His mother was like a complete genius and figured out all his stuff, and then was in the hospital sick and got like all the paperwork and figured out how to get the something back from here and then figured out the whole thing. Whatever. Yeah, she's some sort of genius.
On pencil and paper,
Yeah,
mind you, while
exactly.
she was in hospital. Yeah.
She is a genius. And her son is like, hey, my dad. How disappointed were they?
He's a genius too.
Yeah,
Peaches,
right.
peaches, peaches.
But nobody is seeing that. If you're a parent who just solved the problem on a pen and paper while you're in the hospital at Help NASA, And then you look at your son, and he's like, "We're gonna sing a song about the devil." They're like, "This isn't working out very well."
His mother, Judith Love Cohen, is an American aerospace engineer. Cohen worked as an electrical engineer on the Minuteman missile, the science ground station of the Hubble Space Telescope, the tracking and data relay satellite in the Apollo space program. Yeah, so I think she
And
was
the son invented inward singing.
I think she was the one who figured out how to get them back.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Also, to the moon conversation, the first company to get us to Mars is going to be the richest company in the world has ever seen.
We'll be
so we might not be.
We'll be dead.
Nah, in 15 years, we're probably going to be on Mars.
Jack Black's mother saved the missile. He wrote the best song in the world.
Yeah,
It's all in his blood, man.
it has to be.
Tribute.
Yeah.
Tribute. Yeah. That's right. Tribute. I forgot.
So good.
That is one of the funniest things. And you know who loved that early on, and we actually agreed on it, was my wife. And I would call her up and I'd make her sing it. I'd make her sing it like Jack Black. I remember one time I was like, "Man, sing that song. It's the funniest thing." And she's like, I don't want. And I go, "Sing the goddamn song." And she's like, "Play the best." And then my program director walked in during the break. He goes, "You can't talk to her like that." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, you yelled at her this. I go, "It's not real."
It's
I love
I hit her when I go home.
in the Tenacious D movie where they break up for a little while and Kyle goes to a party and gets up and he sings only his part.
Yeah.
So he's just like, "Yes, again." And you're like, "What?"
Dude, that is a great example of just good friends. 'Cause
Yeah.
as good as Kyle is, he would not be there without Jack Black, and Jack Black
Same.
keeps pulling him in.
Yeah.
Keeps pulling him in, man. That's so funny.
Great
Anyway.
movie.
All right, we had a good show. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday.
I'm with you.
You're not feeling it today, Carmen. You're the only one that wasn't out late.
Yeah. No. Yeah, man. I don't know. This week was off. I wasn't prepared for this.
First week back, yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that.
It gave me a weird.
Did the Tuesday, Wednesday thing throw you off?
Yeah.
Oh, stop!
I was really prepared.
I told you could take it. You could take the day.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna take the day when I'm just sitting at my house.
Right. Well,
I'm
that's
not
what you want to
that
be, a
lazy.
stay-at-home mom.
I know. Stay-at-home dog mom.
Yeah.
Just to be specific.
Stay-at-home dog wine mom.
Yeah. Listen, that was one of my wishes when I ate my grapes. So let's hope.
Oh.
Don't
Oh,
even-
you ate the grapes?
I ate the grapes.
I
And
thought
made-
that was just for a relationship.
I don't know.
No, you
No.
eat 12
You-
grapes at
make a
midnight
wish.
and you make a wish
Under
for
the
each
table?
one.
Oh, okay.
Under the table.
Yeah, there was a thing
So-
where
Yeah, you were
everybody's
supposed to do it.
right?
yeah.
But you don't
I wish
have
Carmen would choke on her grapes, and that didn't work.
Oh my God.
What's this? What's
so
this tradition? I have no idea what
You
this
eat
is.
the
It's
grapes
from
at midnight.
Spain.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it seems to become popular. In
Joe,
the last
we're
couple
on
years.
Because of
lentils,
Modern Family.
lentils and sausage.
yeah.
Sorry,
I,
people.
I got black-eyed peas and collard greens this year.
Mhm.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to, Carmen?
No,
Where were you?
Sugarpants made it. You said it's
Sugarpants, the whitest woman in the world, made
Yeah.
black-eyed peas and collard greens.
No, he
Yeah.
means she opened
Reheated
2
it?
cans
Okay.
and
Yeah,
put
well,
cans in a pot.
but
and
that's the
then, yeah,
tradition.
yeah.
Oh, that was a tradition?
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
Mhm.
yeah.
He made
I didn't
It's a
either.
southern thing.
Who did she date before you?
Well, I have no idea.
I
Nobody.
have an idea.
You know,
Yeah.
I do know, Michael. Nobody.
No.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter, Joe. It looks like you cloned a woman of yourself
Yep.
and made her female.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
If you said this is my daughter,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
believe you.
You
Or
were-
he's my sister.
Okay,
He's
that's fine.
Garth and Garth 2 the other
Yeah.
from Wayne's World.
So how? Where do you meet her? Can I ask you these questions?
Yeah, I met her at Mastery's.
At the bar?
Yeah.
During a pub crawl or just happened
No,
to be
no,
down there?
no, no.
100 years ago.
Yeah, maybe 1,000. No,
Was
I
this
met her
before or after you got back from Nam?
after. I was after.
You were definitely cousin Nicky today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't have the hat though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
All right.
I have a hard time recognizing her in public, and if she's not standing right next to you, because I don't really know her that well. I've only met her a couple of times. And then at the pub crawl, I was looking at the two of you together, and I'm like, they're brother and sister.
100%.
They're father and
And
daughter. I mean, it's amazing.
she's quite younger than him.
Is she?
It's a bit younger.
Yeah.
We're
like
all
in
a
his
bit
30s.
younger than you.
It was funny at the pub crawl. I said hi to her. I saw Joe and Sugarface, and I said, "Hey," I said, "How are you?" In kind of nothing, whatever. And then 10 minutes later, they came up, and she goes, "Hello," like that to me, like I didn't say hi to her, and I go, I said hi to you 10 minutes ago. You didn't come at me, Sugarface.
Wow.
I think
Was
that
she
was just a
drunk?
delayed reaction. No,
That's a long delay.
yeah,
Did you go around the dark side of the moon?
I think so.
There's got to be a catch. Something's not adding up.
No,
What do you
I
mean?
gotta tell you, I look at those two and they make sense to me.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking the
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Elephants eat Christmas trees?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh man.
I know other animals do. Like I saw a video of a bunch of goats eating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
Oh,
love to rub on them and stuff. When I was down at the Shy Wolf Sanctuary, they put Christmas trees in there, and the wolves go and they rub on them and stuff.
Oh, I do that.
Yeah. But I saw goats wail on them.
Oh, yeah,
Goats are
goats
like,
get
yum,
'em.
yum, yum, yum. This is delicious.
I need a goat. I had my tree early. I have 2 Christmas trees, and they're real, and I got them early. Now they are so dead that if I went in there and sneezed, you would just hear all the needles just fall to the ground. Yeah, I have to make a plan to get those trees out of the house.
And into the backyard.
No, I just want them gone. I don't want to know anything. I just want to come home one day, just like I did. I came home and they were there. I want to come home and they're gone.
Okay.
That's all I want. And just the guys are coming to take down the Christmas lights on Thursday, and after Thursday, Christmas is over.
Oh.
It's the holiday
When they
season's
take
up.
down the Christmas lights, tell them take the Christmas tree. That's part of the deal.
Yeah. Oh, please. Might as well. There's enough money.
I thought you were a dump guy now. Take it to the dump.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
Or
I
you
mean, I
make,
could dump
guess.
in my back of my house. Really.
Yeah, I mean, you
make a
got
bonfire.
Yeah, but you know what? Well, I can't do
Don't
that.
do that.
Yeah.
Why
I mean,
not?
because I got too many trees.
And they burn
Yeah.
real.
Spanish. I know that they burn really quick. I've seen all the videos and stuff, but the other day I had my solo stove going, and I just clipped a little piece off and put it in there. Oh, my God. Not only does it go fast, but the flames
Yes.
that come out of it were amazing. That's why they had to change those light bulbs,
Yeah.
because those light bulbs are causing those trees to catch fire.
It's amazing to watch in person when you light a whole tree
Yeah.
up, and then if
Oh.
you have a bunch of them and you light them on fire, oh yeah, it's
My
beautiful.
brother-in-law does that. He gets
Yeah.
all the trees and makes a big just mound, just lights on
It's
fire.
awesome.
I have fire extinguishers like that you'd use. Why is that funny?
Just in case, because we are always in the backyard lighting stuff on fire.
Just to have them. I have them by my fireplaces and by the barbecue. I have fire extinguishers. Then I also bought those blankets where you pull them down and you just throw them on top of the thing. I got to be sure that I'm safe.
Mhm.
The minute there's a fire, I'm just going to go, and run out of the house.
and just throw the whole thing at it.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw the fire extinguisher at it and be like, burn.
You got to get those balls that they sell now that you just
Yeah, I
throw
saw
that
that.
and they explode,
those are
right?
amazing.
But
Yeah.
you know what, though? They're so goddamn expensive.
Are they really?
Yeah, I saw them, and you don't want one.
Yeah, it's true.
You're probably gonna miss with the first one, or you're gonna wish you had 2. And I looked in, and I was gonna buy like 5 and keep them just around because they're decorative, so you
Yeah.
can keep them out. They were so expensive. I thought, what's the chances of really being a fire?
That's a good call. I guess I never realized it, but in my memory in the video, they just are throwing the balls into like a dumpster that's on fire, and then it puts the dumpster out.
No, and some of them they throw them on Christmas
Oh,
trees
do
and
they
stuff.
really?
Yeah, they do a pretty good job.
I saw a guy that was on Shark Tank that actually had a really good idea, and they did not take it. I'm sure you can buy it though, but it was a water device for the Christmas tree, but the water was stored in what looked like a present,
Yeah.
and the hose ran up the tree. And as soon as there was any kind of fire,
Yeah.
it just soaked it.
That was
and it
pretty
done.
good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it was pretty cool, and it was a good design and everything. They all passed on it, which whatever. They're not always right.
I know,
Ring
dude.
doorbell.
And Publix is back with this commercial.
Yeah.
With the guy.
Heartstrings.
No, not heartstrings. I think this guy's a huge pussy.
Who, Jeff?
Jeff, yeah. I want to thank my mom and Jeff. And he's like, I pay for everything. Ugh. Anyway, let's take a break. Let's get the show going today. Martine will be here later on to do our football picks for the week because he was not here yesterday.
The games
We
are
had
on
no
Saturday
game.
and Sunday. yeah.
Right. So he'll be by today. We'll talk to him. And then what else we got today? We have a lot of things to give away. Carmen will tell us what that is when we come back. And we'll kick it off with a little bit of Sporkle. Next, it's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.